office.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what that is.
I heard that they sent out a public notice on that. It didn't divulge.
Yeah.
Steven, do you happen to know where the post office is thinking about relocating?
I haven't heard if they have a location picked out. I
Okay,
just knew that they're combining and relocating.
that's my understanding.
All right, it's 6 o'clock. Call the Dalton Township Planning Commission meeting to order for December 19th. First thing we have is roll call. Dave, I am here. Jesse? Here. Todd? Here. Lee?
Here.
John?
Here.
Casey?
Here.
And Kevin is not here. All right, anything to add to the agenda? Are we set to go?
I don't have any.
Okay. Anyone have anything?
Yeah, one question I have, Steve, is for the approval of the November 28th meeting. It's always been my understanding that if you're not present at that meeting, you should abstain from voting for approval of the minutes. Is that correct? Because if that's the case, you only have 3 people that were here.
And if it wasn't an official meeting, then I guess we don't have to have official meeting
So-
minutes, so.
I mean, it's kind of a technicality, but I want to make sure I'm
Yeah.
clear.
I understand.
I think it'd be best to just scratch those
Scratch
meeting
it.
approval.
Okay. Take out number 2. Okay.
October and the rest.
Okay. All right, well, as we move on, we are now going to go to the agenda, or the agenda. I have a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
Support. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we move on to number 4, approval of the minutes for the October 24th meeting, and then the resolution SU 23-07.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from October 24th, 2023, and resolution SU 23-07. Or those need to be separate. Those need to be separate.
Those be together.
What's that?
Those can be together.
They can be together? Okay. Support.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
All right, we will move now to public comment. We do have an item for public hearing immediately following this, so if you have something to state about that, you have that coming up here, but if there is any other thing that we'd like to discuss as far as public comment, you have 3 minutes. And we do have public, so I will open that up at 6:04. Anyone?
Oh, okay. On the property, I don't know if you guys got there yet. I'm trying to grab the property out, on 20, right there, across the street from James.
For the zoning
That's coming-
change.
Yeah, that's coming up here in a second. This is just a general public comment session. Yeah, someone can come into the meeting and basically bring anything forward.
Oh,
We'll have this one here. The next thing up will be what we'll discuss.
Okay, yeah, you got both correct, but
All right. Nothing else? All right, I will close public hearing at 6:04. All right, and we are moving on to the item for public hearing. ZC 23-04, zoning district amendment parcels listed for vacant land on Wilson Road. We don't have anyone here that is seeking the change, is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's him.
Okay, gotcha, all right. I didn't know if you were saying you were looking to buy it, that's why I was.
no, I'm looking to change it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I got you. All right, let me go ahead and give you a chance before we do the public hearing. We'll have you kind of give us a lay of what you're doing here and what you're seeking.
I plan on buying the land, and make it like my family home, so the time frame for that probably 3 to 5, I do want to hold it out, so like 3 to 5, 4 to 7 years. But then after that, I should be good to build. Other than that, just the hunt, have the land.
It's closer to my grandmother and my brother lives out there as well. So it's worked out.
Any questions anyone has?
That's the land that the Stanhope builders intended to build on.
Portion of it. A portion of it.
Yeah.
Although he did a split on that.
You wanted to move further away from the drain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he wanted to be, so he wasn't, he wanted his property line connected, so that's.
Yeah.
To be,
This is the new parcel.
basically.
Because I know it cleared
My
it,
understanding is that it's for both parcels. For the whole thing, both
Yep.
parcels.
cleared it and changed his mind, I guess, right? Essentially.
Focus for both.
Oh.
There's two parts. I didn't, yeah, it's that.
It seems in here 8 months ago or something. So I was gonna make sure.
Okay, I didn't realize.
Parcel number.
Yeah, I didn't realize it included that too. Okay, because it, yeah. it's-
I was looking for the other one.
Oh.
It's a big.
Around 7 others.
Yeah, we got.
Thank you guys.
Right. Any questions now? Or
We need a big map back up here.
Yeah, I miss it.
Just recent. Let's see. See.
All right, if there are no questions, I think I will go ahead and open up the public hearing for the public comment on this. So I can open that at 6:09. And if you do have a comment, we'll ask that you stand, just give us your name and address for the record, if you would. Anyone? An easy group. Appreciate it. No other comment? Then I will close that at 6:09. Okay, board, do you have any comments, concerns, questions?
So this letter, is this not the first parcel to the north, the second one to the north?
I believe so.
So there's a house, then another house, they're just houses, 2 houses to the north. And
Yeah.
As far as the master plan, it is set for both commercial and residential on that corridor, correct? Right. So it's not like we are diverting anything away from one direction or the other, making something that was a problem.
So, and both residential and commercial are part of that land. Most of the land is slated for R1.
Questions? It's basically just what we just did, we are now going to undo. Is that oversimplifying it, or?
That is exactly what's going on.
Okay, I'm making sure I'm not missing anything.
If I'm not mistaken, there was opposition to move it to commercial. Remember we did that a year ago?
Yeah, I think it was the same person that wrote the letter, which is right there.
Okay.
Yeah, opposition was more than just me, but.
Anyone care to make a motion?
To what?
If you can approve, deny, or table.
Okay, right here and now. Okay.
Make a motion to approve the zone change for these, do I have to read the parcel numbers or the parcels contained here?
You could say the reference parcels.
The reference parcels from C2 to R1.
We'll go ahead and take a roll call vote. Dave, yes. Jesse? Yes. Ed?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Casey?
Yes.
All right, that moves forward. Congratulations.
Please do something residential there. I don't want to see this one again.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back to.
Roller coaster guy.
All right, we will move on to number 7, communications. There's some draft meeting notes from the board meetings. The meeting dates on there are listed in here, so if I take a note of that, I think the one they said February meeting must change because the end of February there is elections, so I should say that was one week earlier, but it's like everything else, and again, Christmas will interfere with our meeting, so it's December 17th. Other than that, it looks like everything is pretty straightforward. Move on to unfinished business, which we have none. And then we move on to new business. We'll open that up for 2024 to 2028. Parks and Recreation Plan. Did you hear anything on the, anybody signing up for the parks?
I don't believe anybody's shown any interest yet.
Still on our still in our domain, or
It's happening kind of fast, you know. Give us some time until park season.
basically the last few meetings, we just had Kate's ideas and Stephen had ideas, and we just had some things to be listed that had been completed, things that are continuing, and things that have been sold, and I think it now represents pretty much everything we had asked of. Did anyone see anything in there that was a concern? Great.
I think it looks really good. I think we should make sure the board is aware of this, which I guess they will be after it's final, right?
Yes. They're going to adopt it.
Yeah. I've seen, last time even the short-term projects, I know there's gotta have something in there to shoot for, but it doesn't seem like there's very much emphasis ever put on trying to get those projects done, for example, which I know isn't necessarily on Steve or anything, but the board, for example, I would think should take a little more
Yeah.
initiative in trying to get these projects done, because like just last week, for example, they're talking about building a $500,000 building or some rec center thing. Right, with here again, it's the same obvious municipal stuff, right? We build this great thing and then there's no money to maintain it. And it just, and you already have a whole bunch of this stuff with, some proposed improvements that would be great for all of them. I just think they need to take a little initiative to get some of them done instead of taking off on something else.
A lot of these, a lot of the short-term goals are items that staff has been putting in process and planning for. Like I know the cemetery roads. Paths is something that is on the radar and has been. So,
Good.
I tried to make the short-term goals that are already being worked towards.
Things that are already getting looked at.
That have a, maybe 50% chance of actually getting done. So in 5 years, when we look at it again and say, wow, we actually did something.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Your idea was like, to have like a budget allocation for something, or at least have, if we're gonna have set something up, have something, however they wanna do it, I guess.
And that's not our,
Right.
I mean, but it's, the idea would be if we approve this, it's like we're saying that we agree that that's the direction we should go, and
At least it's happening.
yeah. I know we said the business partnerships and things like that, people coming along with the money to help provide it, sometimes people have a passion for it. At least somebody steps forward with really, really deep pockets and says, love to see what some of these things do.
So is there any in this one, you would like a motion and a vote on this one?
Yeah, just, there's a sample motion just to adopt the Parks and Recreation Plan as a guideline for improving recreation for residents and visitors.
Have a comment, question. The rail trail, it's my understanding that our township now has ownership, so to speak, or it's our obligation to maintain it. Am I
Yeah.
right?
We maintain the portion that's in our township,
Yeah,
but it's owned by the Berry Junction Trail,
okay.
which
So,
consists of different municipalities.
yeah,
It goes through.
I was thinking, why not make that a linear park as other communities call their rail trails, and then just fold it in.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
believe that's what it is. Generally what it is
Okay.
classified as, just that.
I didn't see it.
Recreation
Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, it's in the inventory as a,
Okay, it's in your glossary, parks and facility type, so
yes.
you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's under, it's not as listed as a township.
Okay,
I don't believe it's listed as a township park, but it might be
yeah,
It's listed in other public facilities.
other public facilities.
okay, I did miss it.
The land is owned by the state though, right?
I believe it is.
The state owns the
Yes,
land, the
state
trail
owns
is
it.
managed by the commission and it's maintained by Dalton Township.
Yes.
That's
Our,
correct.
our portion it is.
Our
Cleveland has their legal and has their setup.
Lots of layers there.
No.
We're paying for it.
Yes, thank you, Fred.
There's a sample motion here if anyone, or if you can create your own. Or
I'll make a motion to adopt the Dalton Township 2024-2028 Parks and Recreation Plan as a guideline for improving recreation for the residents and visitors of the community. I further move to respectfully recommend its approval to the Dalton Township Board of Trustees.
Sounded really good.
I know what I'm doing.
You're very well spoken.
All right, do we need to vote on that one as a line item? Okay,
You can go on.
all right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that moves forward. All right, the 2023 Annual Planning Commission Report recommending to the Township Board, is that the same?
So it's, I'm gonna prepare a report of our activities to give to the planning, particularly the township board. In it, there's this section for any recommendations that the planning commission has to the township board in general. So if there's anything that, anything you feel the township board should be aware of or address, I threw the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board in as a recommendation, just to recommend that they reestablish that. And then also any other issues you'd like to see as a body the township board address.
Short-term goals from the Parks and Rec plan.
Say that we were just talking about.
That was a great segue, man. That was it.
We'll work on that at least.
Would you like to make that motion?
No, that wasn't a motion, I don't think, that have to be.
Is that what you said? Do we need to make a motion for that one?
If it's something you wanna make a formal recommendation for, you can include that in the motion.
Gotcha, formal recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would take a long time to write that.
You want me to do it? I wrote down what you
Sure.
said. I make a motion that the 2023 Annual Planning Commission report recommend that the Township Board reestablish the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. I further recommend that the Township Board work on the short-term goals in the Parks and Recreation Plan.
Support. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? That moves forward. All right, and then you're up to the election of officers, so if anyone feels a deep yearning, a civic duty, a plea from the chair.
A plea, you do such a good job.
And bring candy, I want that on the record.
You'd miss it a lot.
Totally noted. We have to, is there anyone that would like the opportunity? Like I said, if there's anyone wishing to.
Take over.
Yeah,
I think we've been doing it all wrong. It said vice chair is responsible for doing it.
no.
Typo.
The next guy.
I saw that.
There's no way.
It's not quite
Not
simple, huh?
I think the meetings flow better when you have the most senior person who's doing it, so.
He's the most senior.
Oh, gosh, but he's shaking his head. The
I
most senior and willing.
I would agree, I would say, I don't mind doing it. Like I said, if there is anyone that wishes to, I have no hard feelings or it's a great learning experience, you know? Certificate suitable for framing, whatever you would like. Well, like I said, I don't wish. Okay. We have to do these individually.
You can do them all as one motion or individually.
Well, is there anyone? I know you've had some what? Aspirations potentially that,
That's fine.
Okay.
with me. It doesn't matter.
Anyone interested in being vice?
Unless anybody else wants to change anything.
You get to cover this every once in a while, so it's,
I think I have once.
I think I had COVID. I think I got exposed. I never had it, but I got exposed
Oh.
back in the days. Todd?
I'm comfortable maintaining secretary position if, I've got a lot to learn yet.
I wouldn't mind being secretary, but I'm definitely not ready to jump up there to, so I think Jesse.
I think I need another year. The bullpen.
This is usually one of those things where you say, I am here to help. And I think we
When
will.
when the quarterback goes down, then one of us will step up.
We can do that.
Jesse.
Yeah.
I have a question about secretary, is if you're not here, then the secretary is supposed to be taking the minutes?
That's how it reads.
Ultimately, it's their responsibility, but if I'm not here, I will try to have either the clerk or the deputy clerk or somebody else here to take the minutes.
If you would like to make a motion, is this one that has to be, how do we make the recommendations?
There is your other decisions.
There's a sample motion.
Make a motion to appoint David Glick as chairperson, Jesse McCormick as vice chairperson, and Todd Howen as secretary.
Support? Support. All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Another year. All right. That brings us to the end of our list. Would anyone like to make that motion?
The motion to adjourn.
Support. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We ended at 6:27. Half hour, that's easy.
Gotta stay away from an hour and a half.
Number two, email.